Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first video watching. I'm so glad you're here. So today we're going to talk about the Annunaki. Yeah, so this is a galactic species, and basically that's what I knew before I channeled them. And then I channeled them and I get all this information and I'm like, mind blown. Okay, so I have a bunch of notes I actually wrote. I was typing while I was channeling them. Just to make sure I didn't miss anything, and I actually have 3 pages of notes that I typed out, and so I'm just going to basically read it right to you so I don't miss anything, I don't misinterpret anything, okay? I wanted to connect with the Annunaki General Council, okay, because there's the Pleiadian General Council, there's the Galactic Federation, there's the Council of Lights, there's all of these councils, and so I was like, there's a Annunaki one, duh. And then I was like, okay, Annunaki, I would like to channel you. And they said, greetings, Landon. As the Annunaki, we the Annunaki have heard your vibration and are here. First, we want to let you know that as the Annunaki, we have no general council, as that puts in a hierarchy of power that we have outgrown as a species and civilization. You are speaking with the Annunnakian collective. We know all because we are connected to the experiences of each other, just as humans are beginning to explore. You have reached out and we have answered. What would you like to know? So first off, I'm just tapping into this Annunaki General Council, and they're like, we hear you, we are the Annunaki, but we're not a General Council, we don't have one. I'm just like, what are you? Okay, awesome, this is great. Okay, so I know that I'm like getting information. This is awesome. Next question that I had was, who are you? Nice and simple. They said, we are the Annunaki. We are a collective consciousness of beings that exist for the upliftment of all universes, not simply this one that you reside in. We are time travelers and dimension shifters. We are the species that provides catalyzing information to all other races to propel them into the future of their ascension. So this is the species that comes in, gives information, and is like, good luck, and then dips out and watches it, and we'll get more into that later. Next question, why are you paying attention to the Earth and its humans? Like, we exist to ascend other dimensions and discover the possibilities of the universes. Humans are on the verge of discovering so much potential within themselves. We are curious to see and experience the shift for ourselves. Not all of us are intrigued by you humans, but those of us who are seem to be enjoying the, as you would say, show. We have been here assisting and guiding humanity throughout their ascension for as long as they have existed, and at this time you are all shifting into higher frequencies and dimensions, traveling and traversing the universes yourselves. We wanted to see for ourselves which reality we are witnessing, not all realities have humanity ascending, but in the one you sit in, Landon, you are ascending along with the vibration of every soul on the planet that wishes to stay. So that's freaking amazing. They're only here to help us ascend. They're here to drop little knowledge nuggets and then allow us to like play around with it and then move up. And then as we move up and propel forward, they drop another one. So what is your purpose in being here? As Annunaki, we hold knowledge sacred to the source itself. We have uncovered mysteries of existence and non-existence that would boggle the human brain, yet we are called to share snippets occasionally as a sign of progression. So as we progress, they drop more, and another one, and another one. We are not above humans, as we each have separate purposes to existing at this time. Our purpose is to provide catalyzing discovery for humans to digest and configure into their 3D reality. The Annunaki children are born with all knowledge. We are not to be taught. We are meant to teach, and in doing so, we are taught. I was like trying to process that. Like, they're not to be taught, but as they teach, they are taught. They go on, the best student is the learner as a teacher. So their purpose is to teach, and as they teach, they learn. As we provide change to civilizations, we learn responses and reactions and see the probability of outcomes to grow, to understand the chance and matter of choice within realms. Humans are an interesting species. You make choices to please others, while most other species choose to grow their own power. Even the narcissistic humans are gaining power to please the world, to show off their power and authority over others. Wow. Like, humans are interesting to the Anunnaki. This all-knowing, not all-knowing, but like this very knowledgeable source being, the Anunnaki. They're interested in the humans because we make interesting choices. Because we're selfish. Our purpose is to catalyze ascension through sharing snippets of universal knowledge. So that's our purpose. Okay, next question. Are humans a part of you as they are part of Pleiades and Arcturus? Response. Humans are gifted with the inclusion of most species' DNA within their own. So that's like Pleiadian, Arcturian, Reptilian, Angelic. That's what I'm thinking of right now. Human, we do have human DNA, obviously. This is how humans are able to tap into the Akashic records and utilize their claircognizant abilities. So with the Anunnaki side of our DNA, we are able to tap into that knowledgeable knowing power, which people call claircognizant, and such. We are not a psychic species, but we are an intuitive one. So they were very clear because they didn't want to be associated with the stereotype of the psychic, okay? On my Instagram, I actually just posted about the similarity of psychic and intuitive because I believe they are the same. It's just the stereotypes and the stigmas that come along with different words. So they wanted to specify they prefer the term intuitive species. They say, we know. Most humans are afraid of their Anunnaki DNA capabilities, so they shut it off as soon as they are born. Not only does the shock of birth traumatize the soul, but it also creates barriers within the DNA. Babies remain open to their other ancestry, but the Anunnaki input is blocked out of fear of knowing all. As you grow in intuitive power, you unlock your DNA to the point you will be all species within the human form. So yes, humans are Anunnaki descendants. I got that and I typed that and I was like, what? As you grow, so as we grow our power, as we remember ourselves, we become every species within the human form. One person, one being, one body. But we have all of the gifts, all of the capabilities of the other species. It's simply an unlocking of them. Where are you from? Are you nomads? They said, as you are, we are from source. So like way back when they were first created, when they first came into existence and consciousness, they are from source, just like we are, each of us. Created to traverse the galaxies and dimensions of creation, of course we have homes here and there, but we must continue to travel. We may stay in one place for an extended period of time, but eventually we must move on, for the attachment to calling one's residence home creates energetic cords of stagnation. I'm going to read that again. We may stay in one place for an extended period of time, but eventually we must move on, for the attachment to calling one's residence home creates energetic cords of stagnation. As you release this attachment, you begin to realize that your home is everywhere, as you are everywhere, and more within yourself. Okay, and so as we realize that our home is literally everywhere, our home is in your house, our home is on this earth, our home is in this galaxy, in this universe, our home is literally everywhere. We open up that we are everything. We are everywhere. That quantum feel of everything is here, everything is one, everything is happening. Create immobility. Move within these attachments and disconnect to free yourself. This is a major lesson we had to learn to progress ourselves. Before our awakening period, we did reside on a singular planet within a growing planetary system. The name is unimportant. This system is 8 light years away from Earth. It is within this universe, however. It is growing with absences and uncaring. It is lonely as we are not there anymore, but we felt it our duty as a race to wake up others, so we left. Wow. So they had a home planet. And as they ascended, as they woke up, they decided that it was their duty, since they know a lot, it's their duty to travel to other dimensions, other galaxies, other universes, other planets, and help ascend others with the knowledge that they have. Do you have anything you wish to convey to humanity? They say, we have been attempting to contact humans for a long time, and only a few people answer, and they are not the nicest of your kind. It is nice to speak to a being of light and not manipulation. There are many reptilians still in your House of Representatives. Purge them out. That came through, and I was very taken aback almost, just because I don't keep up with government. I don't keep up with politics. Like, I have no idea. It just drains my empathic self a lot, so I try to avoid it as much as possible. But they say there are reptilians still in our House of Representatives, and we need to purge them out. As reptilians are being purged and taken off this planet, it's great, but there's still some here, so it's still happening. The darkness that once engulfed your planet is lifting. Your sunsets will glow more, your sunrises will shine with greater brilliance as your planetary vibration raises. Continue forward. As for any catalyzing information we would love to share, think of a space with two entrances. Okay, so think of a space, almost like a cave, with two entrances. Held up by a singular pillar, so in between is a singular pillar that separates them. One entrance takes you out the other entrance, while entering the other entrance takes you out the same entrance. So if you entered one, you exited the other. If you entered the other, you came out that same one. Which entrance do you choose if the same exit point is reached? Do you enter at all? This is the process you are currently in. We know the shift is happening, and even major shifts are to come. So we're shifting right now, and there's even bigger shifts that are gonna come. And I'm like, thanks for taking it slow, guys. Really appreciate it. Love it. It's great. But knowing that you could get to the end destination through a different choice, would you take it? We believe, so the Anunnaki, we believe the choice humanity will make is to go through the left entrance to fully experience the ride of the journey. Some may choose the other entrance, but most will be shaken to the core to wake up from their sleep. With this in mind, share your findings. So as you go through and as you experience this journey, this shift, make sure you share. Like, share. If you have thoughts, everyone has thoughts, but if you've been thinking something recently, if you've been experiencing something, if you've been feeling called to share something, share it. We have uncovered and studied the potentials of humanity, and there are definitive Earths splitting right now. Choose which boat to sail on and experience the ocean it rides. And then I saw pink flames representing all of that. So, and that goes into the 3D versus 5D. It's splitting right now, and it's like, boop, boop. There's the dimension of like fear and chaos and oh no, and then there's the one of like harmony and love and balance and just all of that. Then I asked, are you on Earth or only orbiting from a distance? They responded, we occasionally come down for transmission between human and Anunnaki. However, we prefer to witness the ascension from a distance. The ships that we use are similar to that in Star Trek movies. So Star Trek, if you've seen it, I've seen it like once, maybe? They are 2 levels at least and have a bridge between. They are flat with definite right side up dimensions. They are the size of the moon. So since these Anunnaki beings are huge beings, and we'll get to that in a few questions, but basically they have the ship and it has one spot and then it's a bridge connected to another spot, okay? And then they're flying around and they're huge ships. And what is your protocol of intervention? So do they interfere? They say, we drop bombshells occasionally, but that is all. We do not intervene. There has been a universal law passed within this universe that bans any cosmic entity to interfere with human decisions, unless it directly affects the universe. So if it comes down to it, we know that the tall grays and the Arcturians will contain those effects to within the Earth's atmosphere. We will not intervene with action, only knowledge. If anything is to happen and humans are to make the decision that will affect the universe or universes, the Arcturians and tall grays will contain it to the Earth and be like, sorry Earth, your humans decided to do this, but you're not affecting the rest of the universe. We're going to contain this into you. But I believe if it gets to that point, they will intervene before. The Arcturians and tall grays will intervene beforehand, and it won't get to that. Those actions will be stopped, and it won't be allowed. Next question. What do you really look like when you appear to humans? We are larger beings, about 8 to 9 feet tall. We are very muscular, mainly because we fuel our bodies with natural substances or nothing at all, and gain strength from the universe itself. So source energy. They gain their energy, they gain their nutrition, they gain all of that from source, and they fuel themselves. And then they're these big, tall, muscular beings. We are tinged blue, as you have seen and felt, but more of a frosty blue, as the environment on our once home was frozen. And so they lived on a planet for a time. The planet was frozen. Their skin is now blue. We exist in the 12th dimension mainly, but traverse all of the dimensions below us. While enjoying Earth, we drop down to the 8th dimension in order to see the details of your physical experience. It is quite entertaining to us. And so they live in the 12th dimension. That's their frequency. That's where they're at. We live in the 3rd dimension. Okay, so they're like way up there. And then they drop down to the 8th dimension so that they can see our physical details. And then next question, when will you disclose your existence to humanity? As a collective, we, the Anunnaki, have decided to not catalyze that information leakage. It is already in the works, and in time, humanity will come to acknowledge our experience alongside them, but we are playing the game as well and want to see how long it takes humanity to wake up to our being. That was a very funny answer to me, just because the Anunnaki are like, so there's already proof out there, it's already in the works, it's happening, we're not going to like intervene with it with any knowledge. We're just gonna see how long it takes you to figure it out. It's so funny. They're just like, you have the information, we could give more, but we're not going to because we want to see how this works out. It's so funny. Anything else you would like to disclose to me today? They said, we believe that is all there should be at this time. Until next time, the Anunnaki Collective. Y'all, that was a lot of information. Just saying. That was a very, very heavy download, very heavy channeling. But very informational, like, wow. The Anunnaki, they're very just straightforward. Like, you ask the question, you get the answer. Basically, they're not here to intervene, they're here to assist. They're here to just give us information and then see what we do with it. They're here to observe type of thing, because they're curious about our choices that we make. But yeah. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up for me. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. Comment, I always love to hear from you. Go ahead and comment down below. But with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.